Yo, it's your boy Lilo Jones, and you watching Lilo in the Garden.
I'm in the garden, chilling in the garden, wilding in the garden. Looking for me, I'm in the garden. I'm in the garden, I'm in the garden. Can't find me in the street, but you might find me in the garden.
Yeah, today on Lilo in the Garden, we're gonna talk about some ground cover crops and get into a little bit of botany. You dig what I'm saying? So I can explain to y'all how this all works together and how it works in the benefit of the garden, the soil, the plants, and the whole ecosystem outdoors. You dig? Okay, first off, as you see, we up here in Shady Heights, you know what I'm saying? The collard greens, they busting back real good, real good for this early spring, you dig what I mean? Because it's not too hot and it's a lot of sun out here right now, so those collard greens can get the energy they need so they can produce chlorophyll and grow, and they can photosynthesize from the sun, you dig what I'm saying? Is where you see the kale is doing nice because, like I said, we haven't had any major cold here lately. It actually been heating up, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here with the overalls and no shirt, so you know it got to be pretty warm. You did what I mean? But everything else, y'all would call those weeds. You did what I'm saying? You see, it's a big dandelion right there growing. You know what I'm saying? That's real good medicine. You know what I'm saying? And we got some grasses that's out here growing, and it look real kind of rugged and ragged and not as pretty and how it normally looks in the springtime or the summer after I replant everything. But I let this do that because it's good cover crops. You know what I'm saying? We have to have cover crops. The thing is, when you're out here in the garden, you don't want your soil to be bare naked to the sun, meaning you don't want the sun just beating down on the soil because it will kill off a lot of the organisms. It'll also not allow a lot of nutrients and things like that to move around. So you want to keep that covered. So that's why people would plant like rutabaga. Some people would plant turnips and things like that directly in the ground because they have a very broad leaf spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So they would shade out the sun from the ground. You dig what I'm saying? So that's one reason that you want to have cover crops, so it can protect your soil and you can keep your nutrition, and you can keep all those organisms down there safe so the soil won't burn them out and beat them up. Another reason you want to keep some cover crops and some things in the garden to keep that soil covered is because the plants, they retrieve the nutrients from the soil. True, but they also give nutrition back to the soil. You dig what I'm saying? As these plants photosynthesize, you dig, phloem, that's a part of the plant. It takes the nutrients and the sugars and everything, the carbohydrates that the plants make from photosynthesis, and takes it down to the other parts of the plant, and then it takes it down to the root systems that's underneath the ground, which is called the rhizomes, and then there it excretes excess nitrogen, which we all know the plants need to grow, into the rhizosphere. And the rhizosphere is basically the area where the roots are and where it grows. Let's see, we're gonna pull this up, see if you can see that. Get some good rhizomes. All right, see all that area where you see those roots and everything, that is the rhizosphere, because these are the rhizomes, you know what I'm saying, the roots that's up underneath the ground. And as you can see, I got some good grass up here, you know what I mean. All this right here will be fed to these savage rabbits that we have up here, so nothing will go to waste, you know what I'm saying. The rabbits will eat that, they will excrete their waste, which you know is very good fertilizer for the garden and for the soil. And then they in turns give us that, we give them food, they get their water and their nutrition from the fresh grass that is in abundance. You dig what I'm saying? And all we have to do now when it's time to plant down is really just pull these up with the little hoe or something like that, pull all those rhizomes up, and you ready. You dig what I'm saying? You just cover up the soil, you know what I mean, with some hay or something like that, just to back up all these weeds and stuff like that. and you'll be good. Well, you'll see it, you know what I'm saying? Just stay tuned, you dig? As you see, I got a lot of work to do when it get time to plant down, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna do, like I said, is pull all this grass up, keep it, you know what I mean? It's good earthworms and everything in there, you know what I'm saying? Also, you wanna make sure that you get your soil tested, you know what I mean? Get your soil tested so you'll know what kind of nutrition that you have in your soil, so you'll know what you need to add in terms of fertilizer and things like that. And also, if, like I was telling you about cover crops, with these cover crops and me having this grass and everything down there growing real nice, that is sending the nitrogen back into the soil and more nutrients back into the soil, which can keep everything at a moderate level with my minerals and my nutrition that I have in the soil. You dig what I'm saying? And that also is a very good thing for your earthworms, you know what I mean? Because your earthworms need something to eat on. So if your soil not good, or it's too clumpy or too clay and too tight, you know what I'm saying, they gonna go somewhere else. That's just point blank period, because the earthworms eat the microorganisms smaller than them, like the nematodes and stuff like that. So if there's no nematodes or any smaller viruses and things like that, then you won't have an earthworm. And as we all know, earthworms are a very, very key part and very, very essential to the garden. You dig what I'm saying? Try and walk around here to see what else is it we can talk about right here. Well, we're gonna go down here to Shady Lane, and I can show y'all what we should do if you're in a situation where you're not directly in the soil and you don't have things growing. You dig what I'm saying? And you have a raised bed. So we're gonna go down here to Shady Lane, and I can show y'all how to make it do with your raised bed too. You feel me? Alright, down here on the raised beds, as you can see, we did have some plants in there. We did have some turnips, and we did have some stuff growing, some spinach and everything else. But as you can see, we had that cold, and without being a lot of sun during this winter solstice, these things kind of died out, you know what I mean? But as you can see, with them goats coming through, them ruminants jumping around, and they was scatting where they was at. As you see, we got some grass coming up and things like that, so we know that this soil is good. You dig what I'm saying? But in the case like this, especially when we plant down and we don't want those weeds and everything invading the space like that, we would definitely go ahead and put down some organic hay, whether it be straw or anything like that, so that can cover off and block that sun from getting down to that soil. That'll stop the invasion of weeds and things like that as well down here in the garden. So that'll be what you would do in a raised bed situation. Some people, even if they know they were gonna plant down here, they would just cover it up with that black plastic or something like that, that'll keep that soil protected, so any of those weeds that have grown up or something won't fly out, and none of the seeds will go over into the area where you want to plant down, and you won't have a real bad infestation and invasion. So that's just some of the little tricks to the trade, you know, just some little quick knowledge on cover crops, you know what I'm saying? Gotta keep that soil covered up, you know what I mean, like I say, so that soil can stay healthy, you know what I mean? And you can keep everything that you have in your soil that keeping things busting, you can keep it busting for time and time and time again, so year after year and season after season, you can have your garden doing what it do. You feel me? Now, y'all be easy. I'll catch y'all next week, you know what I'm saying, with more information on this garden thing at the Prolification Station. You dig? Peace.
The work is never done when you off in the garden. Every day is
Yeah, y'all see them leaves? That's that good natural cover crop right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a good herb, either called burdock or yellow dock. Pretty much the same thing, but it clean out your system, you know what I'm saying? And it's a real healthy herb to keep you boosted up, you know what I'm saying? Cleaned out and keep your immune system, everything in check, you know what I mean? Check that thing out, that burdock or that yellow dock. You dig?